they just care about you. So I would encourage you, once again, just keep an open mind. Oprah even says it. She said your mind works best when it's open, right? She said your mind's like a parachute. If it's open, you survive, and if it's closed, splat. So, I would say keep an open mind. Real quick to share my story with you. My name's Stu Massengill. I'm 22 years young. Grew up in San Francisco, California. Went to school at San Diego State, and I grew up in a very traditional family where all I heard growing up was, so you're going to go to school, you're going to get good grades, you're going to go to college, you're going to get better grades, and eventually get a high-paying job. And who else kind of heard that? And so that's kind of what I was doing, just because that's what I was taught to do. And long story short, ended up at San Diego State, and personally just realized that I'm mentally unemployable. And what I mean by that is I hate people telling me when to show up, when to go home. I hate people telling me, when I can go to lunch, when I can go on vacation. My dad's 62 years old. He still has to ask for vacation 6 months in advance. I don't know about you guys, but when I'm 62, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be on the beach with my beautiful wife, sipping some drink, like chilling. Not having to do that. And I never liked that people could tell me how much my time was worth. Because who here's worked really, really, really hard at one of their jobs, right? And all of a sudden you get that check and it's like really, really, really small. And so for me, I worked a job 2 weeks in my entire life, and I quit just because the paycheck was so small that I was shocked. For example, who here's had a job? All right, keep your hand raised if you enjoyed your job. Okay, keep your hand raised if you feel like it paid you enough. Okay, nobody. Right, and so the point being is I realized that a job was not for me and that I needed to do something different. And so what I did is I played sports growing up, and I figured, when I wanted to be good at basketball, I studied Michael Jordan. If you wanted to be good at soccer, you studied David Beckham. If you want to be successful, study success. And so I started studying all these successful people, and what I found out is that everyone that was successful, they owned their own business, right? And so what I thought to do is I was like, I gotta own my own business, try to open up a skate snowboard company. It was gonna cost over $30,000. Does anybody know what Top Ramen is? I was on the Top Ramen noodle diet, the dollar menu diet, did not have money, so didn't have $30,000 to just throw into a business, and no bank is gonna lend 19-year-old kid $30,000. And so I kind of had a point in my life where I felt stuck, and who here's maybe I felt stuck before. I was just stuck, sick and tired of being sick and tired over that, like, paid Friday morning, broke Friday night lifestyle. And about a week later, I believe everything happens for a reason. I had a buddy that gave me a call. And, maybe this is similar to a friend that gave you a call tonight. My friend gave me a call. He came to my dorm, and he brought a can like this, and he showed up with some random white dude. And I was like, shit, we're selling cans. I'm not doing this. I was like, my uncle brought me vacuums once. My brother brought me knives. They're like, we're gonna get rich. And so when I saw something like we're selling cans, I was like, I'm not doing this. I was kind of the person with like a big ego and a really small bank account. Does anybody know someone like that? Rather be right than rich. And that day, I found out that the guy he showed up with was 25 years old, and funded around $10,000 a week in his business. Results not typical, but ask yourself if you're typical. And for me, when I met this gentleman, it was the first time in my life that I ever met someone that, number one, had what I want, but number two, more importantly, was willing to show me how to get what they had. A gentleman that could like take me under his wing and show me exactly how to get to where he was, versus my business teacher, who when I asked him how, like advice on starting up my own business, he told me the only business he ever started, like he failed. So like, I'm paying all this money to go to school. In the United States, we pay for school, right? I'm paying all this money to go to school, and the person teaching me a business failed at opening up a business. So it's like, how can they teach me how to have a successful business, And so I met this guy, Brad, super chill, cool guy, laid back, and I met him and I asked him, I was like, Brad, what the heck do you do? How do you make this kind of money? And he shared the concept that, we shared with you guys here tonight, and to me, it just honestly made a lot of sense. We all drink stuff like this every single day, and all we're simply doing here is transferring our dollars from stuff we're already spending money on to something that's healthy that can actually bring you an income. And so a handful of questions they asked me that I'm just gonna ask you is, who here, for example, knows people that drink energy drinks, tea, protein, or pre-workout? And who here knows somebody that hates their job, wants to be their own boss, or makes some extra income? And then who here knows someone that could be a little bit healthier, get better shape, or wants to lose some weight? Right? And so when they asked me that, I was like, honestly, that's like 98% of the people I know. Pretty much every single person that I know falls into one of those categories, if not all of those categories. And so for me, what I liked is I used to be very shy, quiet, like reserved type of person, hated public speaking was my biggest fear. And so real quick, if you're new here tonight, what I want you to do is look at the person that brought you here and just look at what they're doing real quick. And ask yourself if you could do that. And if you can't, like, you might just want to leave. No, I'm kidding. But point being is understand in the beginning, we're not saying go and explain it, and that's what I like. Because I couldn't go explain it, I didn't know how to. I would never have gotten in front of a room. But what I liked is they said, all you gotta do is get your friends in front of someone that can break it down for them. You know, and so I was just thinking, I was like, all right, all I gotta do is get my friends in front of somebody who's successful, who can explain it. I was like, I'm gonna be rich. Like, this just makes a lot of sense. And so all I started to simply do is I started to, you know, drink the product because I wanted to get healthier. You know, the product's obviously healthier than other stuff we put in our body, like Red Bull, Rockstar, Starbucks, Gatorade, Snapple soda, all those kind of stuff. And so started doing that, you know, got to the point where I reached about an extra $500 a month. And for me, that was huge. When I first got introduced to this, I wasn't like, I'm gonna get rich, I'm gonna make $1 million. I was like, an extra $500 a month would change my life. You know, and can anybody here maybe agree with it that an extra $500 would change your life a little bit? You know, coming in every single month. And so I got there, started to just build the business a little bit more, talk to some more friends, and you know, just continue to drink the product because I enjoyed it. In about 5.5 months, reached a point where I actually got a brand new BMW from the company. My car is in California, but the keys are real. I can show you a picture. And then 16 months in the company, was able to hit a rank called Presidential, which by me was compensation plans around $100,000 a year. Not saying those numbers to boast brag or impress anybody here, simply to impress upon you, number one, what this could do for you, and number two, right, that it's working. You know, and number three, that you're working with people that have real results. You know, you're not working with people that think we can do it or, you know, think it's a theory, but people that have actually done it, and we can show you exactly how to do it. You know, but that's essentially my story. To kind of, you know, give you just some closing thoughts. Understand what we're excited about right now is that in Sweden specific, not a lot of people know about what we're working on. You know, obviously I'm not going to fly all the way out here from California, like 6,000 miles. It's like a 14-hour, 15-hour plane flight to you know, waste anybody's time. You know, I wouldn't fly 15 hours to waste my time. You know, and we wouldn't keep you here to waste your time. You know, obviously we're doing something big here. And the bigger picture of what I want to let you know is whether or not you see an opportunity tonight. If you do here, see an opportunity, awesome. And if you don't, awesome. But to be completely honest, we're not looking for everybody. We're looking for about 4 aces in a deck of 52 cards. You know, people that are looking for something different, that are sick and tired of being sick and tired, right, and want change in their life. Because at the end of the day, you got to remember that if you want something different, you have to do something different, right? But understand either way, whether you see an opportunity or not, you will see this product again and again and again and again and again. And it's not because I'm special, it's because the circumstances that we are in are special. Right? We have a solution to the problem. You cannot find someone who does not drink a caffeinated beverage like this. You cannot find someone that does not need an extra source of income. You cannot find someone that does not need to be healthy. So understand either way, 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years down the road, you're gonna see it again and again and again and again and again. And what I realized about business is it's not about being smart, right? Thank the Lord, because I'm not smart, right? It's about being at the right place, the right time, with the right people. Right, but number two, and more importantly, and this is what Ray Kroc says. He's a man that took McDonald's from $350,000 a year to a multi-billion-dollar company. He said the most important thing, the second thing, is doing something about it. You know, because imagine, like for example, if you knew what you knew today, and you could go back in time, right? Knowing what you know today about Google, if you had the opportunity, like you ever seen Back to the Future movie?
Yeah.
You know, like Marty.
Yeah.
Like imagine like you're hanging out with Marty, right? He's like, we're going back to the future. You know, and what happened is like knowing what you know today about Google, imagine you went back into the past, I guess, right? And back into the past, right? And you had the opportunity to invest in Google. Like, would you invest?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
right? So understand what we're doing here tonight is this is the next Google, right? But bigger picture is the reason you know you didn't get wealthy off of Google, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. None of that is because you were never invited to check out the information, right? So understand here tonight you have now officially heard about V-Men Verb before it got very, 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 very big. And you have an opportunity to make a decision if you see an opportunity for yourself or not. If you do, awesome. If you don't, awesome. You come in as friends and you leave out as friends. But one last story I want to share. As I've been able to travel all across the world and share this information with people, I realized that generally I run into 3 types of people when presenting this information with people. And the first type of person is the person that I call just the I don't know. And these are people that like everything in life. It's like, yo, what's your name? I don't know. What do you want to do today? I don't know. You know, what do you have for lunch? I don't know. Like your shoes untied? I don't know. I mean, like everything is just I don't know. And if that's you, I don't know for you. And all sincerity, best of luck in what you do. I hope you are successful, but I just don't know for you. The second type of person, has anybody ever met just that negative type of person? Right? Like they walk in the room, you just feel the vibes. Like you're at a party, they walk in, the speakers break. You know, like side note, I was actually doing an event like this once, and I said that, and the speakers started like freaking out. It was scary. But that type of person, this is the person that after the event ends, they're gonna look at their friend that brought their friend. They're gonna say, you know what? When you get rich, I'll do it. When you make $1 million, call me, let me know. And you know, when you retire, mom and dad, then hit me up. And the funniest part to me is that was all my best friends. they all said that to me, and I said, you know what, if I'm giving you the opportunity now to become successful with me, when I'm extremely successful, like straight up, I'm not gonna have time for your broke ass. I'm not gonna come back and be like, yo, like I got my car, did McDonald's give you your car? You know, like that's not how it works. Like understand the reason that they're introducing this to you before it got really, really big, before they started making a lot of money, so that when they start making a lot of money, you're both making a lot of money. You know, because they don't want it to be where you see them in 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years driving their car, being like, shit, that worked, but rather you pull up next to them in your car being like, shit, that worked, you know? But if that person's you, like Kevin Hart says, I'm gonna punch you in the throat, I just ain't nobody got time for that. You know, but the third types of people, these are the people that I like, the people that we call the winners that, you know, tonight when you check out this information, the light bulb clicks on in your head and you say, you know what, tonight is the night that I wanna make a decision to do something different, get something different, and change my life. These are the people that I love working with, so if that's you, find me after. But basically, like I said, the people, like, let's say for example that this was a money machine, right? And all you had to do was just tap it, and $100 came up, right? The second type of person, if this is a money, all you gotta do is tap it, and 100 like flies out, and you can tap it as many times as you want. The second type of person, the skeptical type of person, this is what they do. They're just like, where does the money come out? And they stare at it, right? But the third type of people, the people we're looking for, is if this is a money machine, they don't only tap it, they like invent a machine to tap that bitch. You know, and so if that's you here tonight, I want to be the first person to welcome you to the family. You know, I'm going to bring up Arda just to wrap it up and give, I think, you know, just one or two closing thoughts. But without that, I appreciate you guys for coming out. Stick around, you know, after this, get back with the person who's right here. They'll show you the next couple steps on what to do. We're going to be hanging around here if you want to talk. So without that, thank you guys for having me, and throw it back to Arda.